How do you file a lawsuit? When do you need a lawyer? And how do you start a lawsuit in California? We've covered so much in the last 7 days since this channel started, and we thought, let's do something different. Let's throw it out. And this was the surprise video for today, along with EIDL grant, PUA, and second stimulus check. Here we're going to jump into something new. How do you start a lawsuit? When do you need a lawyer? And when does a claim start? A lawsuit stems from a series of events between you and an individual. Those events are termed a cause. A cause comes within a certain series of bodies of law. One event can create several causes. For example, if something happens between you and another individual, you may experience one harm, but it can be several different causes. When you file a lawsuit, the lawsuit alleges each of the individual causes. There's nothing that precludes you from naming multiple causes. Ultimately, a jury or a judge will determine which of those causes you prevail on. In filing a lawsuit, you're trying to aggrieve a harm. It may be either a financial harm or something that is non-financial. When do you need to file a lawsuit is a whole nother issue. Every lawsuit stems from causes, and every cause has what is called a statute of limitation. Statute of limitation is something that delineates when you have to file the lawsuit for that problem. Every state has different statute of limitations for different problems. For example, if you have a contract that was written between you and another individual and there was a breach of that contract, the person did not perform under the contract, you have a time in which you have to file that lawsuit regarding the damages you suffered. That is a period of statute of limitations for breach of a written contract. If you had an oral contract with an individual and that oral contract was not fulfilled by that individual, and you want to sue that individual for breach of oral contract, you have to file that lawsuit within a period of time under the statute of limitations of your individual state. Knowing the statute of limitations is critical because the statute of limitations is very different. It differs from state to state, and it also differs from cause to cause. The statute of limitations are generally on an annual basis, so there'll be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. They are relatively further out. Very few causes of actions are less than 1 year in time. Now, what does that mean? That means that you can't sit around and not do anything. So, if, for example, something happened between you and another individual and you want to file a lawsuit and you want to proceed and get that harm rectified, whether it's a monetary harm or something else, and the cause of action that you wish to pursue against that individual is 1 year, and 1 year has passed, you can be in trouble. Now, under the law, there are several reasons why you can have causes of action under statute of limitations told or stayed. That's a little bit more complex for even this video to discuss. The issue then is where and how and when do you file your lawsuit, and when should you file your lawsuit? And in the spirit of which this video is made during the pandemic of coronavirus, the question is, should you be filing lawsuits, and what is the current situation? And no one's really doing videos on this. I mean, that's sort of why we decided to do a video for something like this for you. Understand the following. In every state and in every county, generally, courthouses are now closed because of the coronavirus. COVID-19 resulted in courthouses shutting down. That has created a backlog. Let me explain to you what the backlog is. There are some cases before your problem even erupted that have been in court and were about to go to a judge or jury for ultimate determination. They're about to commence trial, and they were told to stop because of COVID-19. They've been in court sometimes for years, far before anything happened to you. There are other cases that were filed in the last couple of years that were in court that were set to go to trial coming up. They can't start because of COVID-19. And then there's you. And your problem may have erupted in the last couple of weeks, or may have erupted during coronavirus or COVID-19, and may have happened right before it. And now you want your money back. You want to get your harm rectified. Should you be filing a lawsuit? How do you file a lawsuit? Should you get a lawyer? Here's something that I wish to impart to you that really no channel is talking about. In considering the situation of COVID-19, understand everything is slowed down for court systems. Everything is backed up and everything is very slow. So when court systems lift their stays, open their doors, and start receiving new disputes like yours, you will be in line behind all these other disputes that have timeline, and that timeline has been clicking, and courts are going to take those cases and get those cases pushed up as fast as possible. The way courts look at it is they look at the case number. Case numbers, indexings in courts are generally done on an annual, on a number basis, and usually the numbers refer to the year in which the case was filed. So cases can be in court with an 18 at the front, or a 17 in the front, or a 19 in the front. In your case, would be a 20 in the front, and court judges will see that, and they will see, okay, this is a case that just came in. Now, you're watching this video because you've had something that's happened to you potentially, and you want to get that problem solved, whether it's a financial problem or something else, and you want to get it solved right away. I'm telling you right now, don't think in that mindset. In the spirit of COVID-19 and what's going on with the pandemic, everything is backed up. So don't think that rushing to court in a courthouse that's closed and may be starting to open in the month of May, or may have just opened in your municipality because your governor has lifted stay-at-home orders, don't think that you can rush to court and get things done because everything is backed up. It is, how do you describe it? It is first in, first out. That's how court systems work. The first groups come in, the first groups go out. It is not last in, first out. You may be the last in behind all these other people. That doesn't mean that you're the first to get out. What should you be concerned about? You should be concerned about the delays and the financial harm that those delays can occur to you. If you are watching this video because you had something financially impact you and you need that money, please consider other alternatives that might get you the money in a way that is quicker and may not involve litigation. The reason why is the following, is that the court systems are going to be so slow for the next couple of years that your desire to use a court system to get your money may not be something that is as quick as you would like, and may end up being costly. The problem with court systems is that the longer you have a case in court, the longer it's going to cost you money. So the end result is, if you need money because of something that happened to you during the pandemic or before the pandemic, and you're wondering, hey, can I get to court? Can I get my money? Think about other alternatives, perhaps speaking to the other person that caused you the problem and create maybe a solution or a mediation or discussion or something that would get you an amount that, yes, may not be the amount that you want, but maybe an amount that's less. But when you consider the cost and the time and the delay that this video is imparting to you and watching it, that you may say, hey, it was a better decision at the time. You know, in the spirits of how things happen, sometimes you don't know what's going to happen, but one thing you do absolutely know, and that's why this video is being made for you, and drop comments, subscribe, and like us, because we want to hear your comments, that everything's going to be backed up in court systems. And so you shouldn't be thinking about filing a lawsuit, getting a lawyer, figuring out whether you have a claim, doing it yourself, filing a lawsuit yourself, filing a claim yourself, writing up a lawsuit yourself, getting a lawyer, how much the lawyers cost. You shouldn't be going through that if this is something you need to fix right now, because there is no right now. And it won't be a right now for a while. Everything is just slow. And slow is not good in two regards. One, it doesn't give you a solution. And second, it doesn't give you a financial it doesn't give you the financial solution that you wanted in the time frame that you wanted it. What is the net takeaway? The net takeaway is, to file a lawsuit, you need to be mindful of different parameters. First, you need to be mindful of the causes. What is the dispute between you and the other individual or the other entity? One series of events can result in multiple causes. So there can be multiple causes in which you can file the lawsuit. One lawsuit alleges all the causes in the same lawsuit. 3, there's a statute of limitation. Each cause has a statute of limitation in which you file the lawsuit. When you're wondering, should I file a lawsuit? How do I file a lawsuit? When do I file a lawsuit? The when is the statute of limitations. It tells you the time frame in which to file the lawsuit. Time frame is generally on annual basis. It could be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. These statute of limitations are delineated by your state, and you need to know the statute of limitations, and the statute of limitation can be different for different states and for different causes in the same state. If you are within the time frame of the statute of limitations, you're good. If you're outside the time frame, you're in trouble. Next, what should you consider when hiring an attorney? What should you consider in terms of the pandemic in determining where to file a lawsuit? This is the net takeaway. Filing lawsuits in the environment of a pandemic is something that, if you have a lot of time on your hands to wait around for, and I mean years, I don't mean weeks, years, then go ahead and expect the costs that are going to be associated with it. But if you want something to be resolved quickly, and yours is not a general civil and yours is a general civil dispute, then court system may not be right for you. It's unfortunate that when you have a pandemic, when you have a situation that shuts down federal agencies or state agencies or local agencies, it creates a backlog. And backlog means that you are literally last in line. And when doors are open, and when doors are literally opened because stay-at-home orders are lifted, there's going to be a mass surge. And just because you're in the mass surge doesn't mean that's going to help. You're going to be behind everyone else. With that, we've had a lot of great videos in this first week of this channel. We're trying a lot of different things. We tried this video, see if this is something you like. Yesterday we did stock picking. If you like the video, like it, comment, tell us why you liked it, tell us why you don't like it. Subscribe. We're going to stay with EIDL and PUA and stimulus check and second stimulus check. We're going to keep on going with that, but each day we're going to throw something else new and see what you like. And if it pops, we'll stay with it for more. As always, stay with us at LALATE for more.